Talia, you vile creature, I will tear you and your wretched master to pieces!
In the meantime, Thanos had arrived on the battlefield and immediately pounced on Gorgu, who had once again transformed into the Dungeon Lord.
Excellent! Then Thanos is exactly where we want him to be. Now we just have to push him into the energy field. Although, I wonder what that back there is.
The magic of the rune sockets of finitude was treacherous. These had created not one, but two energy fields.
Okay, I get the picture. Either we slowly push Thanos into the energy field and we win, or he pushes Gorgu into the energy field and we have a problem.
Well done. I see after 2 games and numerous DLCs, you're getting the hang of it.
Yes. Oh, it's all so repetitive. We support Gorgu with troops near him so that he can push Thanos back. And it works the same way in reverse. Forward, creatures! Support Gorgu in his fight against evil masquerading as good. Crush Thanos' supporters and push Thanos back to hell where he belongs. Oops. This could be going better. Oh, come on, Gorgu. Do something, you dopey giant baby.
Despair not, sister. I have come here to stop Thanos and clean up the mess I have made.
Tristan? You? Here? Didn't I see you die earlier?
Sister, you must have noticed by now that you have to make a real effort to make sure that the members of this family are really dead. How many times you alone have died in the course of this campaign? Anyway, I need to get some rest. This whole scenario with evil fighting against evil is still very stressful.
Ha! You think that is it? Evil will never triumph, at least not again. Forward, all ye faithful, to me! I listened and now I know what to do. Shove that abomination into the energy field.
Damn, I should have kept my mouth shut. Oh, come on, creatures. Support Gorgu. Beat up heroes. Bring us victory.
And thus began the final battle. Man-of-Wars have appeared in your dungeon. A new area of the dungeon has been discovered. Manivores have been discovered in your dungeon. A new area of the dungeon has been discovered. Manivores have appeared in your dungeon. Your little snots have dug up a spider. And again, Tristan was ready to support Gorgu and Talia. Your little snots have dug up a spider. Payday.
Dead comrades! The source of these vile monsters' power lies in the underground. Descend into these depths and destroy the dungeon heart.
A few manivores have appeared in your dungeon. Your little snots have dug up a spider. Enemies have entered the dungeon. Manivores have appeared in your dungeon. You've dug into a spider room. Manivores have appeared in your dungeon.
Men, I need your support. Aid me in the fight against this vile monstrosity.
Creatures are collecting their pay. Gorgu urgently needed support against Thanos and his followers. Heroes reach Thanos. Together they slowly but surely beat Gorgu back.
Okay, it doesn't help to panic, but... Panic! Go, creatures! Stop Thanos! Save Gorgu! Destroy evil! Good! Whatever! Do something!
I am with you, sister. Thanos cannot be allowed to win. The day may come when the courage of true siblings is extinguished. When we abandon our companions and all bonds of friendship.
Really? Now, of all times, you unpack that stupid moronic speech of yours again. Oh, go stop Thanos.
It is done. Thanos has been beaten back for now. But now I need to rest. See you soon.
Heroes slowly but surely push Gorgu into the abyss.
Is there really no other way?
You mean negotiating? Diplomacy? Dialogue? No! Never! Ha 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 ha!
Payday!
This must end. I call the holy warriors. Hear the plea of one of your own. Support me in the righteous campaign of light against these heathens.
Amazingly, somewhere out there seemed to be a power that stood by Thanos. For suddenly, numerous portals opened from which mystical heroes of days gone by poured forth.
Great. Now all of a sudden there are divine portals that spit out heroes. What's next? Dinosaurs with laser guns?
You should be careful about saying something like that. There's nothing those developers won't do when they're drunk. Looking at the script, they're probably always drunk.
Loot! Ban! Destroy!
Talia! You're enjoying this entirely too much! We are
Talia, you're not going to win. My underground allies will crush you.
Indeed, there were a few scattered dwarves in the underground who were willing to fight for Thanos. Fiercely determined, they set about attacking the dungeon.
A creature has become livid with rage.
Forward, faithful of the light. The portals are open.
Are we still doing that stupid portal number? As if I don't have anything better to do. Like win a freaking final battle, for example.
The more desperate Thanos became, the more options seemed to present themselves to him. The portals would make it significantly more difficult to move forward.
The portals are open. Forward, allies of the light. We dare not lose the battle.
You betcha. This game has already taken way too long. Time for you to meet your maker, Thanos.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
payday. Thanos was pushed further and further back. His end was near.
Comrades, faithful, once again, I need your help. Stand with me to help the light attain victory. No, this cannot be. I cannot be defeated. Well, I mean, not again.
With these illustrious words, Thanos bid farewell once and for all. Unnatural forces, impossible to depict with our budget, wafted around. The air shimmered with energy and the smell of molten iron and burnt pizza. Wait, my pizza! I'll be right back. So sorry, I hope that didn't affect the finale in any way. Now, where were we? Wafting powers, shimmering air, disgusting taste. Oh, here. With their combined forces, Dungeon Lord Gorgu, Talia, and Tristan were able to push the mutated Thanos back. Onward, ever onward, in the direction of the rune sockets of finitude. The mutated Thanos fought for every inch of ground he lost. As he finally stood with his back to the rune sockets of finitude, he sputtered with the last of his strength.
Evil is going to triumph over God again. This is madness.
This is
Dungeons!
Talia shouted at him and sent him into the void with a spartacular kick. When the magic fog cleared, Thanos was no more. On the one hand, Talia was saddened, having grown accustomed to putting enemies' heads on spears. But still, Talia's joy was so great that she even danced with a nasty little snot and twirled it around. Was this the end? Well, hardly, as there were still some loose ends. What became of Tristan, who seemed to disappear after Thanos' defeat? Would he raise another army of good? What was Brynhild, the dwarf queen, planning? Had she created a doomsday machine? Or even found some rare nithril in the underground, capable of curing the elves' strange disease? Maybe that was something she should discuss with her good friend, Hellburnt. And was the Council of Little Snots really just a cheap reference to a council of lightsaber wielders, or was there more to those deceptive fellows? Had they helped the absolute evil out of loyalty or the goodness of their hearts? But all these questions were for another day or installment of the series. Now, it was time to celebrate. End. The magnificent Snots. The dwarf queen Brynhild had taken advantage of the inebriated evil's victory celebration to attack the Council of Little Snots. Talia and the partying evil had thrown an epic victory blowout at the end of the main game. But that night of revelry was followed by a rude awakening. Brynhild, trouble-making dwarf queen from the main game, had taken advantage of the general distraction to kidnap the Council of Little Snots. Seeing as how they might still be needed for Dungeons 5, an overtired and hungover Talia set out to rescue the little creatures.
Oi! Did you miss me? Finally, a dwarven DLC for Dungeons! About time too. First thing we'll be needing to do is get those rogue little snots out of here. And then...
Brynhild and the hero playing Wait a minute. Something's wrong here. Playable heroes? What a load of malarkey.
Oh, but I just thought...
Yes, and that's where the problems start when you try to think. You're kidnapping these little snots because you're the antagonist.
Oi! That's just mean. Everything's better with dwarves. Doesn't they matter? Grab those rogue jokers and we're off!
While Talia and the intoxicated evil were still dealing with the aftermath of their victory celebration, Brynhild had seized the chance to kidnap the Council of Little Snots. But Talia, hey, wake up!
What? What is it? Did Dungeons 4 win some sort of prize? Why are you bothering me?
Dwarves have kidnapped the Council of Little Snots and you have to stop them.
Council of Little Snots? When we weren't even sure if they were on our side? But whatever. Never was a details girl. Onward, creatures! Shake off those hangovers and into battle! Make short work of those dwarves. Short work, get it? 'Cause dwarves are so short?
You have unearthed a new area in the dungeon. A room full of giant scorpions has been breached.
Oi! I can't stand having that dark elf brat and her creatures hanging about. Get rid of them, lads! Show them what a hook is. No, literally, ye jets!
A new area has been unearthed in the dungeon. Your creatures have discovered a room full of giant scorpions. A new area of the dungeon has been discovered.
Oi! Time for the ace of my sleeve. The good, the bad, and the shorties. I mean dwarves. Right, lads! Smash the dungeon!
Suddenly, some dwarves sporting spurred boots appeared. Oh, these additional campaigns always offer weird new stuff.
Spurs or no spurs, we'll crush them. Saddle up, gringos. Put on your black cowboy hats and show those dwarves what a real villain can do. Blast, shoot, assassinate, destroy.
Manivores have been discovered in your dungeon. Ding dong, it's payday. Enemies are the dune-loving eagle had sent its creatures into a sandstorm. They could see about as far as the tip of their unstretched fingers.
Partner, nice to meet y'all. My name is Rennie the Kid, a totally respectable merchant by profession. Feel that totally nasty sandstorm? I can help you out there.
You really remind me of this crazy dwarf queen who's tried to kill me a few times.
Oh, that's my twin sister. I'm more the shady trader type, but my sister passed by here earlier on her train headed west into the Valley of Death. Nasty area. But with my Fred Dwarf pack, your creatures won't mind the sandstorms at all. Just give me a few of these gobblers and it's a done deal.
A gold vein is almost exhausted.
Ooh, nice here. What's this say? Valley of Death. Nice name. You could open a vacation resort here or... Ooh, wait. What are those things?
The Valley of Death was home to giant scorpions. Once kept as pets, they came into contact with radioactive slime. A rat wanted to train them in ninjutsu, but they simply ate her.
Nice history lesson, but now it's time for the ninja scorpions. I mean, giant scorpions to die.
The scorpion-detesting evil's creatures had destroyed a giant scorpion nest. Tonight, there would be delicious scorpion meat, followed by a massive stomachache.
But it's worth it. Ooh, yum. already getting stomach cramps.
Your little snots have completely mined out a gold vein. Talia had crossed the desert of the Valley of Death, fortunately in less than 40 days. At the end of the valley, she spotted an old mine shaft, offering access to the underground. A few dwarves were standing guard for her.
Ha! Dwarves. I'll get rid of those half-pints. By which I, of course, mean I'll get my creatures to do it. Forward, ram those weapons into the dirt, ready your blades and sharpen your dwarves! Ha 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 ha!
Your little snots have completely mined out a gold vein.
Howdy, partner. How y'all doing? I see y'all are throwing a rodeo with them there giant scorpions. Hey, I got a couple of cool new traps and stuff. If and you were to send me a few resources, I reckon we could do business.
Talia and the shopaholic evil began. Sorry, I still can't get over the fact that just to save money, the Dwarf Queen now suddenly has a twin sister. The hurling enemies into lava evil had set up a fountain trap. This hurled unwary heroes crossing it high into the air. The steaming evil had built a steam trap. Its fog made enemies more susceptible to traps. A new area of the dungeon has been discovered. Heyday! creatures are collecting their pay. A room full of giant scorpions has been breached. A new area has been unearthed in the dungeon. Manivores have appeared in your dungeon. One of your creatures is furious and is on strike. Talia had conquered the hidden mineshaft and now had access to another part of the overworld.
Wonderful! We'll catch up to that dwarf queen in no time. Forwards, creatures! Get those dwarves, shave off their beards, and rub their faces with chili sauce so it really burns.
Oi! You won't catch me that easily. After all, this is a mini-campaign, and not just a little mission. Off you go, lads. Get to it! Gobblers look damn tasty. If I had just a touch of chlorine, but that's nothing for you to bother with. Here you had the Fredworth pack as promised. Have fun with it. Adios, compadres. Until next time.
I have the feeling that I only got half of that. But this Fredworth pack sounds great. If it works. But hey, what's an army for? All right, creatures, put those plugs in your noses and off into the desert.
Yeehaw! Muchos gracias for these toolboxes. Here are those new traps. Have fun with it.
Ooh, new traps. Wonderful. I should have someone try it out for me right away. Move it, you lazy little snots, before I have to motivate you.
Ding dong, it's payday.
A creature has become livid with rage.
Your enemies are in the dungeon. A gold vein is almost exhausted. Ding dong, it's payday. Your little snots have completely mined out a gold vein. A gold vein has been mined out. The bridge-building evil had built a floor grate in the dungeon. Lava and water could no longer harm the creatures crossing the gate. Payday. Your enemies are in the dungeon. As the creatures crossed an invisible line in the desert, a train suddenly roared past, headed towards the dwarves' city. Payday! Creatures are collecting their pay. Enemies are in the dungeon. Payday! Creatures are collecting their pay. Enemies are in the dungeon. The merciless evil had destroyed a strange dwarven city. Yet there was no sign of Brynhild.
Oi, so today's the day. We're gonna chop you down like freshly mown hay.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And I spent my childhood with an idiotic good elf brother who never stopped babbling nonsense. Oh, just you wait. We'll get you. Onwards, creatures. Get your sprint on. Ugh.
It's payday. There are enemies in your dungeon.
Talia and the desert-wandering evil had reached the end, but beyond this desert lay much more desert. It seemed never-ending, as if a whole new world, packed into 4 more maps, awaited them here.
Funny, I thought we'd conquered everything back in Dungeons 3, but this corner of the world is completely unfamiliar. This western setting. Are we going weird west now? But I'll save the details for later, as in never. Time to wring that Dwarf Queen's neck once and for all. Forward into the desert with you creatures. Oh, and build me a palanquin, damn it.
And save the Council of Little Snots, of course. You forgot that.
Who? Oh, yeah, them, right. It's coming back to me now. That's why I set out in the first place. Forward, creatures. Off into the desert and free the robed guys if you see them along the way.
Little Snots Unchained. Talia and the wild evil pursue the Dwarf Queen Brynhild further into the prairie to free the Council of Little Snots.